All right, we are getting close to the start of basketball season, which is somewhat crazy to me. Can't believe we're already here, and it's going to be like mid-October soon, which means first night is right around the corner. So, coming back to join us for this season is our friend Alex Karaban. So, Alex, welcome back.
Thank you for having me once again.
You bet. So, tell me how have things been so far, starting off the fall, back on campus, getting practice underway.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I think we feel the season coming closer and closer every day, and just getting super excited. Practice has been going well for us. The team's getting a lot better, and the energy around campus is good. I know we're all excited for basketball season to be here soon, so we just can't wait for that.
So take me through first practice of the season. I know officially kicked off what maybe a week or so ago. What was that? What was that first practice of the year like?
Yeah, it was intense. It was definitely intense, but it was good. We needed it. I think we saw what Coach Hurley would be like during the season, kind of like turning up the intensity, turning up the heat in there. So it was good. It was definitely good. Freshmen got a lot better, and it was a lot of learning too, just trying to understand our principles, what to do offensively and defensively. So first practice is always exciting. There's a lot of adrenaline in there, just ready to go, just ready to get official practice started. But yeah, it was a good one. It's a good one to build on, and we've been building on ever since.
I know early on in the season, is when some of that chemistry really starts to come together. Through the off season and as these practices kick off and get underway. How are you feeling that this team is kind of gelling at this point in the season?
I think it's gelling nicely. I think we got a little advantage from the Europe trip, so that definitely gave us a head start on that. But on the court, we're learning everything together as a new team. But then off the court, especially, we've been to the football game a bunch of times this year, spending time with each other off the court as well. So I think it's gelling nicely. I think our team chemistry is looking really good out there.
When you look back, I know it's hard to, it's not just apples to apples here, but when you look back and see where you were at this point last year, kicking off practices, how do things feel this year? Kind of looking back, having been through one of these before.
Yeah. Ooh, that's tough. I think last year, I think the only difference was we had so many more. I think this year we just have a lot more freshmen, so we're just trying to learn a lot more and just trying to really understand the details on everything and just trying to really understand the message that Coach Hurley wants us to play at. But and then last year, I think the older guys they helped us out a lot, and that's something that we're trying to do. Myself, Donovan, all the returners trying to do for this year's team. So I think it's more of like a learning stage right now during the practices, just taking some more time to go over some actions. But other than that, we're usually doing everything the same as we were last year. So nothing's changed here.
So I want to take what you said and kind of look at it in two ways. So the first, yeah, I know you mentioned about, yourself having to take on more of a leadership role. So what's that been like for you kind of growing into that leadership role heading into this season?
Yeah, I'd say it's been a challenge for me. I'd say I think I'm more of a quiet, just kind of keep it to myself type of person. So I'll do a good job of leading by example, but I think something with the coaches is trying to use my voice a lot more. And that's something I'm trying to do every day. They continue to remind me every day to do it. And I think over time I'm slowly getting better at it, but I think still a lot more improvement for that. And I know this team's gonna need it from me. So just continue to work on it every day in practice is something from a leadership standpoint, it's going to help us in the long road.
You also talked about, just having more freshmen this year and getting them acclimated to things. Give us some initial thoughts on this class that's come in so far. Now that I know we spoke a little bit about getting to play with them in Europe, but now that you've starting to get some more time with them under your belt, give us some initial thoughts.
Yeah, all five of them, they're exciting. I think it's an exciting group to be around. They all bring the energy. They're all super excited to come in and learn and just get better. But they're talented. I mean, they're super talented. They could score the ball. They could defend. They really will help us out in a big way this year. I think just having them find what they could do best for the team is something that's going to help us in the long run. But all five of them, they're super talented. I mean, yeah, they're special. They're definitely special. They're eager to learn, and I think they'll definitely they not definitely they will play a key role for us this year. They will.
I'm curious. You talk about finding your role within the team. How is that something that you and everyone else on the team kind of comes to a conclusion on, who's, what your role is going to be, what you're responsible for out there? Is it just thing that over time, as you get, more reps in practice, you run through stuff, you start to see, who can do what, or how is it exactly that you come about those roles?
Yeah, I think it's definitely what you produce in practice. I think what you're able to show during practice is kind of what you're going to earn. And I think the coaching staff does a great job of telling everyone what they expect out of us in the beginning of the season. So just trying to live up to those expectations. But it's really starts in practice, what you're able to do in practice. Starting way back in the summer too is when it really all starts. And then just finding what we need from last year's team. I think last year's team gave us the answer of how to win a national championship. So just trying to reestablish those roles, fill in the missing pieces from last year's team, I think is super important for this year's team with a lot of guys that left last year.
So I want to throw this one out there, and this is going to be our friends at Martin Rosel's their question of the day here. They're going to keep you full, so with their food. So this one's going to be related to that, and this one also came in through social media. How are you and the rest of the team staying hungry coming off a title last year? And not kind of falling into that stereotypical championship hangover type thing.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I think you could start looking at how we did in the Big East last year. I think we didn't do as well as we wanted to do in the Big East last year, and I think that's extra motivation. I think just seeing how tough the Big East is going to be this year is definitely motivating us to be ready for when that time comes. But then also we have basically a completely new team, so more than half the guys are new. So just wanting them to experience winning a national championship and knowing that we could add ourselves to history being the first team to go back to back since Florida did. So, I think all of what's to come is exciting for us. And I think, just being cementing ourselves even more into history for the returns, especially, is something super exciting. Being a two-time national champion, that's something that no one will ever forget. So just always staying hungry, but then always credit to the coaches. I mean, they remind us every day that last year doesn't mean anything. So we've been having to move on already.
I know from a fan's perspective, everyone's always diving into all the preseason content that's out there, whether it's player ranking lists, preseason team rankings. Do you read in or listen or watch any of that stuff at all, or do you try to kind of tune that stuff out?
Me personally, I don't. I'll see like from my friends and some people send me like where we're projected to be, I guess, in the preseason. But me personally, I'll take a look at it here and there, but that doesn't affect me at all. I mean, I always think about last year's group. We were unranked to start the season. It clearly doesn't mean anything. So I guess it's cool as a measuring stick, but other than that, no, definitely not. I don't look into it.
When you look at coming into this season, and I know we haven't gotten rankings or anything like that, but you mentioned going in last year unranked. Obviously, that's not going to be the case heading into this season. Does it feel different coming into a season with maybe some higher expectations than than you had heading into last season?
I think so. I think there are definitely higher expectations, especially with the target on our back. We have such a big target on our back this year that we're going to have to, be ready for everyone's best shot at us. So, just being ready for that, being knowing that, every team's going to want to beat us. I mean, we see what people say in the media here and there. So, everyone's just going to be super excited to play us this year. And, they want to beat the reigning national champions. So we just got to be ready for that not to happen. And then the coaches, I mean, I keep going back to the coaches, but the coaches really tell us like they remind us every day that like during a bad practice, they're gonna tell us like, we're just not looking to have a good season and kind words like that. So something like that.
I'm going to take a quick break from the interview to tell you about my friends at Martin Rosel's Meats. This fourth generation Connecticut family business produces kielbasa, hot dogs, sausages, and deli meats using Martin Rosel's very own original recipes. Their products can be found in grocery stores, delis, restaurants, and hot dog stands throughout the state. And if you're looking for your fill right away, check out their retail store in New Britain. For more information, visit martinroselsinc.com and go support a UConn fan-owned business. And now, back to the interview. All right, let's go on to some more fun ones here. I know it was just NBA Media Day the other day, so we got to see some of your old teammates out in their new jerseys and everything. Get to see a little bit of preseason action. Are you following and staying up to date with some of that stuff?
Of course I am. I saw Adama and Andre played each other yesterday in preseason. I saw Jordan in a hot dog costume for some reason. I don't know what's going on down there, but no, they're gonna do great things. I know Andre and Adama, they made the most of their minutes last night. I know Andre had a sick dunk, saw Giannis celebrate over it. So
Yeah.
it's super exciting to see my guys succeed in the next level. So I'm just happy for all three of them.
I know last year you mentioned that you roomed with Donovan. Are you still rooming with him this year?
Yeah.
All right. With the boot on his foot, is he making you do things around the room and everything? Like, are you responsible for all the cleaning and that type of stuff now?
Pretty much. I'm gonna try to make his life as easy as possible and for him to, lay back, rest the foot. But I told him whatever he needs, just let me know. And he usually likes doing stuff on his own, like finding, he doesn't like asking people to like, go to a grocery store or do any of that. He likes doing it himself. So I'm gonna try to make it as restful as possible, but I have no control over, if he decides to
Yeah.
whatever. But the best situation is for him to sit in the room and play 2K and rest the foot and then come to practice.
There you
That's
go.
it.
Who's your go-to team in 2K? I know you're a Celtics fan. Is that who you're usually going to?
I usually do Celtics. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm on the Celtics right now for my career, but if I play, I'll do like randoms.
Yeah. Who's the best 2K player on the team?
Best 2K player. I like to say myself, but Steph hypes himself up a lot. So I'm gonna say Steph. Tristan also hypes himself a lot. So I'm gonna go with Tristan based on seeing them play like a my career game and
Okay.
sometimes seeing how they played. And Tristan played better in that game than Steph did. So I'm gonna say Tristan.
Yeah, I mean, I know next up, I know they're doing the college football video game and bringing that back. Got to bring the college basketball one back, right?
That's what I'm saying. We need that ASAP.
um, I want to ask because I saw it, the first episode just came out today, and it's kind of this mic'd up series that they've got over on UConn Plus, and you're really the star of the first episode here. I mean, we get to go through your house, see all that type of stuff. What was it like being a part of something like that?
It's awesome. I think just for UConn to learn more about me, just seeing, kind of behind the scenes of what I do outside of UConn, just seeing where I kind of live. So it's definitely awesome. I think the show in general is super cool. I think as a kid myself, I always wanted to like look up videos on how colleges operated, how a practice would be, what like the coaches talk about. And I think this show really does give a great insight on that. And I think just learning about the players, you're gonna learn about everybody on this show, I assume. So it's super cool, I think. And then I'm assuming you're gonna hear what the coaches say in practices, which is super helpful. And then just kind of like the behind the scenes of everything.
Yeah, I like it. We got to get them and probably some probably so they're family friendly. We got to get the full practice intensity in there. Think add a little more fun there. One thing and I don't know how I missed the whole swimming conversation with you, but what was your go-to stroke? Because we did learn that you were an MVP swimmer, so we got to hit
I
on that.
was back-to-back MVP actually, but
Oh, look at all right. So you've got precedents for the back-to-back thing. So
I do. I have, yeah, the evidence is there, so no one could say anything now. But I was freestyling butterfly.
all right, very fun. As we as we head towards first night, I'm not sure if they've announced all the activities and things they're doing through first night. I know sometimes there is a 3-point contest, and this one came in through social. Who's winning the 3-point contest on the team? And they said you're not allowed to say yourself.
I'm not allowed to say myself.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
It's
I guess then who would be the runner up to you?
the runner-up to me. I'll give it to Cam Spencer. He could really shoot the ball. I'm gonna give it to Cam. Although I don't think he's on my team for first night on like the blue white. I think he's on the other team than me, but I guess we'll see each other in the finals, and he'll win.
Another one coming in that's talking about the freshmen here, and it's what's going to shock fans the most about the freshmen when they see them game one.
Ooh, feel like a lot's going to shock what they see. I think really just their talent, the energy that they bring. I think they could really make some highlight plays that's going to excite a lot of people. And I think they're just so talented that they could impact a game within 30 seconds. So I think just seeing the energy that they're going to bring on the court, just the excitement that they're going to bring, and really just, yeah, they're just talented.
How excited are you for this schedule that you do have coming up? Because I know, I mean, the Big East is always a war, but it seems like you've got a lot of tough games coming up in this non-conference stretch too. It's not going to be an easy ride till January.
No, definitely not. It's gonna be hard for us. But no, I'm super excited. I mean, we're the reigning national champs, and of course, everyone's going to want to play us. So, just really testing ourselves before the Big East is super important, and having games away from home too is really going to help us out. Just build an identity, build, what we want to do as a team going for forward. So, at Kansas, it's going to be super exciting. The Carolina Gonzaga game, Indiana in the Garden too. So, it's really a tough test, but I think we'll be up for it. I
Uh,
know we will be.
yeah, yeah, no, I
I
mean,
know
I
we
think
will be.
it's gonna be a fun fun start to the year, and I know it's just gonna lead to even more fun come Big East time. During non-conference time, do you keep track of like the other Big East teams? Are you constantly checking in and seeing what's going on in the sport as a whole?
Of course, anytime there's a Big East game that we're not playing, I'm watching. I don't care who they're playing, I'm watching it.
Well, I know we've got first night coming up. You excited to be back out there with the fans there and kind of get the feeling that basketball season is really just around the corner?
I'm so excited. First night was a lot of fun last year, so I can't wait to be out there again. Miss the fans, it's gonna be nice to see them all again. So I'm definitely super excited. I know the energy is gonna be through the roof. I heard the tickets sold out in like 15 hours, which is
Yeah.
insane for a first night. So I can't wait to see the environment there. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I know you mentioned in the podcast before you've been working on some of your dunks. If there's a dunk contest, you feeling confident in your stuff this year?
You know, I might save it for another time. I think I might save my athleticism for the games, so I can't show too much in the dunk contest this year, unfortunately.
Who is I think I think everyone would probably have to say Andre was one of the best dunkers we've seen come through UConn in a while. Looking at this year's team, who's best dunker on the team?
Samson is up there. If Samson does all the tricks and stuff, he's definitely up there. He doesn't like doing the tricks, but he can definitely do the tricks. Samson, Jaden Ross is easily up there. He does some freakish dunks after practice I've seen. And then I'm gonna give it to Solo too. I'd say those three are near the top.
All right. Well, I know you gave us a little bit to be excited for. Just a few little nuggets there heading into the first night on Friday. Get everyone excited, and before you know it, the season's going to be here. So we'll do one more of these before the season gets underway, and we can really do a little bit more of a preview and get into things. But with first night around the corner, wanted to get you back on here and start talking some UConn basketball again. I know everyone's really excited. So Alex, thanks as always for coming on, and looking forward to continuing to do these the rest of the year.
Definitely. Thank you for having me once again. Can't wait.